Hello folks, my name is Marco Landry and today I'm going to be installing a radiator guard on my Yamaha R3. So I've chosen for this specific R3 the RNG radiator guard. And to be honest, when I was looking at this on the website, it was a totally different look. So I'm a bit disappointed of that look, but I needed something to protect the radiator on this bike, and I wanted to try something different. On my other bike, I have the Spears Racing or the Spears Enterprise radiator guard. I'm happy with it. When I saw this one from RNG, it looked totally different on the website, so I thought it was going to be a nicer look, and that's definitely not the case. So I'm not going to return it. I have it now, and I'm in the process of also installing an auxiliary fibure radiator on this bike. So I figured that I would document the process of installing that radiator guard at the same time. So if you're interested in seeing how this is done, stay right there and we'll get started right now. All right, folks, welcome back. So I'm gonna open this up here and we can take a quick look at this. And this is the RNG radiator guard, and the model number is the RAD 0205BK. The main reason why you want to install one of these is really to protect your radiator against all the debris that can fly into your radiator. I also like the fact that it's easier to clean after that. So if there's a lot of bugs, a lot of crumb, that guard will stop a lot of it from ending up in your radiator fins. Having said that, the mesh is big enough so that it doesn't restrict the airflow. So that's really good. I've seen some of these guards before where the mesh is really like tiny holes in it. So it's a bit more restrictive in terms of airflow. So this one is really well made for that. The frame around it is solid. It's all aluminum. Overall, I think the quality is very good. It comes in different colors. Obviously, I have the black. You can also have an option for red, blue, and silver, titanium, platinum. I can't recall the word or the color code that they're using, but there's also a gray or silver one as well. One thing that was slightly disappointing to me, I want to reiterate this again, because when I look at the website, the look of this thing was totally different. The picture of the model for the R3 on the website has like a rounded corner on it, so I'm assuming that was probably for the MT-03, but you would assume that since RNG is one of the biggest manufacturing of these guards in the world, that they could have had the proper pictures or diagrams for this, especially when you purchase it and you think that you're going to get something that will wrap around. It would have been nice to have the proper picture on the website, or at least a note, a visible note that would have said that the product may differ from the images on the website. Not a big deal. Most of it will be covered by the bodywork anyway, so this is just me sharing my thoughts and my feedback. I like the fact that with these guards as well, you have these little tabs on the side that will go on top of your mounting bracket here, so it makes it a bit more sturdy, and you will use some zip ties to attach it at the top. That kit comes with some the kit comes with some self-adhesive foam. It comes with some zip ties, and you also have some small 3D RNG decals, and you also have the bigger decals that come with it as well. And finally, you also have the instructions, and the instructions are interesting. It's just simply a QR code that redirects you to the RNG website, where you have a PDF with a bunch of images on how to remove the bodywork and then install the guard. The instructions overall are well done. A bit confusing when you read it the first time. You have to review it a few times. After that, it makes a lot of sense. It could have been a little bit better, in my opinion. So, having said that, these are the key items I wanted to cover before we start with the installation process. You will notice that I've already removed the bodywork from the bike. The next step now will be to remove the retaining bolts on both sides of the radiator and slide this into place, fit it properly, put the foam behind, and then we will be all set. So the reason why I'm doing this work right now is because I'm also installing a secondary radiator, and I'm gonna try to fit everything and make sure that everything fits properly. My other R3 had a different protector or different guard, and I didn't have these tabs on the side. So hopefully that's still gonna do the trick. If not, I'll cut the tabs and I'll tie wrap everything onto the radiator. I'm hopeful I won't have to do this, but my backup plan is to cut these tabs off and find a different way to secure everything in place. So having said that, the bodywork has been removed already, so that's going to speed up the video because I tend to talk a lot, as you all know. So the process now will be to remove the retaining bolts here and try to fit that secondary radiator in place with the radiator guard at the same time. Okay, so once your bodywork has been removed, what you want to do is detach the radiator from the mounting brackets on the bike. So in order to do so, you will need a 10mm socket and a wrench. So I've already removed the bolt on the other side. You want to now remove the one on the left side of the bike, and in order to do so, you just need a 10mm socket and wrench. And when you do this as well, what you can do, just to make your life easier, is insert a zip tie at the top here. Just zip tie everything together so it will retain that radiator in place. So now that the two retaining bolts have been removed, we are ready to install that protecting guard. So the first thing I want to do is make sure it's going to fit properly here, and it fits perfectly on top of the radiator in between the two sides here. So it's a perfect slide in here, and yeah, it looks awesome. And the way it's going to work is that the two tabs here that are holding the radiator in place are fitting inside of the mounting brackets, and the guard itself, the tabs, will fit on the outside here. So before doing so, I'm just gonna make sure these little tabs here, or these little I don't know what they're called, but these things here can be removed, and sometimes they become loose and it's very difficult to align it. So what you want to do, if that's the case, you can simply take a pair of pliers and just squeeze them in place so they don't move as much and they don't fall down when you're trying to reinstall everything. So right now I'm just going to put this on top again one more time, see how it's sitting in, and see if I need to put any of that foam. I honestly think that the foam might not be required, but I'll still go ahead and put just like a little bit of foam at the top here to prevent the rattling or the vibration. So in order to do this, I'm simply going to take one of these strip of foams here, and I'll use my scissor and just cut one long strip. I'll probably cut 2 of them or 3 of them. I'll just divide this in 3 different sections here. And what I'm going to do now is simply going to put those 2 pieces of foam here at the top, and I'll put one at the bottom as well. So we have the 2 at the top here, and I'll put one last one right in the center at the bottom of that guard. this is what it looks like now. Probably hard to see with the camera, but you can see on this side, in the middle on the air side. And now I can just slide this in here. And what I think I'm going to do now, just to simplify this process, is insert my zip ties right now and secure it in place. And it's going to be easier after that to do this with just one set of ends here. So I'm not going to go super tight right now. I'm just going to do this side, and I'll also attach it on the other side, and then I'll center it properly. All right, so now this is in place here. I'm gonna just maybe tighten this just a bit more here. All right, so now I'm ready to start reinstalling this again. So if you're not mounting a secondary radiator on your bike, then the installation process is almost done. You simply need to push this back into place here and take the same bolt, or reuse the same bolt, and insert that bolt and re-sandwich everything together, and you are done with the mounting process. In my case, as I mentioned earlier, I have my auxiliary radiator, and it needs to go on top of the bracket. So now I have a bit more work that needs to be done in my case in order to fit this properly. And I also need a longer bolt because I have that side here bracket that is adding some thickness. So I'm reusing one of the bolt, or longer bolt that came with my radiator, and hopefully that's gonna do the trick with the extra width of the radiator bracket, or the radiator protector bracket. So I'm just gonna slide this in here and see if I can do this without any extra help here. Okay, as you can tell, it took me a bit of time to get this done here, but with some masking tape to hold the grill in place, or the guard in place, and a few zip ties here in the back to help me align everything, I've just used some screwdrivers on both sides, and I just align everything up, and now I'm ready to start reattaching everything in place. So it's a bit of an exercise, but you know, it's not too bad. Just have to be patient and a bit creative. All right, folks, that was the process to install the R&G Racing rad cover or rad protector. And overall, the process was not too complex. I mean, the most annoying part, as usual, is always to remove the bodywork, but my bodywork was already off. And aligning that bolt here was really difficult, but once I got this done, it's a super easy process. So if you don't have a secondary radiator, the process is very simple. It should take no more than 30 to 45 minutes. I really like the fit. I think it fits really well. I think it's a good look. It doesn't rattle at all. It's super solid. And I'm very happy with it. So even though the website is advertising something slightly different in terms of look and feel, I really like the product. I think it's a decent piece of equipment. And obviously it can save you a lot of grief. And some of you might say, oh, I've been riding my bike for 10 years, never had any incidents, and this is just an extra expense. Well, it's totally your call, but in my opinion, if I can save a day at the track day because I have this on the radiator, to me, it's definitely worth the investment. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please post them below or connect with me on social media. If that video was helpful, please do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, stay safe, ride safe, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.